Hello and welcome to Neuro English Now. I'm John, joined by my amazing co-host Sarah.
Hi everyone, we're so glad to have you with us today.
Oh yeah, because today's topic is one of my favorites. It's all about English idioms.
Idioms, those quirky phrases that make English so unique, and let's face it, kinda confusing at times.
Exactly. It's like when someone says, well, it's raining cats and dogs, and you're left wondering, are animals really falling from the sky?
Right? Or when I first heard spill the beans, I honestly thought it had to do with dinner prep, not spilling secrets.
Haha, it's so true. Idioms can throw you off, but they're also what make English vibrant and fun. By the end of this episode, we're going to help you understand how to use these quirky phrases like a pro. All right, Sarah, since we're diving into idioms, why don't we start by talking about what makes them such an exciting and unique part of the English language?
Well, idioms are these colorful, quirky phrases that don't translate literally. They're like secret handshakes for language. You kind of have to know the meaning to get them. They can totally baffle learners, though. Take "it's raining cats and dogs." I mean, no one's looking outside for falling Labradors, right?
Haha, exactly. And spill the beans? Like, what do beans have to do with letting a secret slip? I remember thinking it had to do with cooking when I was younger.
That's the thing. They're not logical at all, but they're embedded in culture. They reveal shared humor, history, or just everyday things like weather. It's fascinating when you think about it.
Totally. They're like tiny stories packed into a phrase, and they're everywhere. If you're watching a movie or chatting casually, bam, idioms just pop up.
Right. And knowing them can really make you sound fluent and natural. Plus, they reflect shared themes: weather, emotions, food. It's like a shortcut to connecting with people.
Speaking of, I have to tell you this. Once, during a family dinner, my aunt said someone kicked the bucket.
Oh no, what did you think it meant?
I thought it was about soccer, like literally kicking a bucket in some weird game. I was so confused. Everyone stared at me when I said, wait, how's that even a sport?
Haha, classic. But see, moments like that make idioms fun. They surprise you, and honestly, they're memorable for it.
Exactly. And once you start understanding them, it just opens up a whole new layer of the language. They're not just words, they're personality, culture, everything bundled together. Exactly. Idioms are like a window into cultural quirks and shared humor. So now that we've explored what makes them so fascinating, let's dig into how we can actually learn them effectively.
Great question, and I'm so glad we're covering this because, honestly, it's easier than people think if you've got the right approach.
Totally. And the first strategy we want to share is this. Group idioms by theme and learn them in context. Like, don't just pick random ones from a list. It doesn't stick that way.
Exactly. For example, take weather idioms. You've got "it's raining cats and dogs" for heavy rain, or "under the weather" for when you're feeling sick. Just picture this gloomy, stormy vibe. Maybe cats and dogs falling from the sky while you're all bundled up under a cloud. That image kind of cements it in your head.
Yeah. And what I love about this is how it's like painting a scene. You're not just memorizing words, you're almost like living them. Oh, or take food idioms, like when something's a piece of cake, super easy. Or bite the bullet, which is, dealing with something tough head on.
Right. So imagine eating cake, which is, let's be honest, the easiest thing ever, versus literally biting a bullet. Ugh, tough but necessary. Those little stories or scenes stick so much better than just a plain definition.
So good. And to make it practical, here's what you can do. Pick a theme you're into, like emotions, animals, whatever, and find 3 idioms. Use them in example sentences on your own. Repeat them until they just start feeling natural.
Exactly. On to strategy 2. Visualize and even act them out. Now, this might feel silly at first, but trust me, it works wonders.
Haha, love it. So, like for "let the cat out of the bag," I'd imagine myself popping open this giant sack and bam, a cat leaps out and oops, there goes the secret.
Yes. You could even picture yourself being all dramatic, like accidentally letting the cat loose at a party and everyone gasping. Or take "hit the nail on the head." Imagine this perfect hammer strike. Bam, spot on. Say it out loud, gesture with your hands if it helps. It's like having a mini theater in your brain.
Wait, I'm already swinging an invisible hammer here. John hit the nail on the head with that idea. Nailed it. Get it?
Very punny. But you're right. I actually tried this with my niece the other day. We turned it into a game. We had this little toy hammer, and when she guessed an idiom right, she'd use it to hit the nail. And honestly, she now remembers those phrases perfectly. Making it interactive makes it so much easier to recall.
That's such a cool idea and an excuse to play with toy hammers. I'm in. It's just such a fun way to make idioms come alive. So after all that fun with themes, visualization, and acting out idioms, here comes the game changer. It's about weaving idioms into your own story. That's where everything truly starts to click.
Exactly. The goal is to take these phrases and weave them into sentences or stories that are personal and meaningful to you. When something feels like your own, it's much easier to remember and use naturally.
Right, like the time I messed up a recipe big time and my mom laughed and said, well, too many cooks spoil the broth. It wasn't funny at the time, but now it totally sticks with me. I mean, who knew broth could be so tricky?
Ha ha. Yeah, and the important part is that now you'll never forget that idiom. And listeners, think about your own moments. Maybe a mix-up at work, or even a funny family story, where you can drop idioms like barking up the wrong tree, or out of the frying pan into the fire.
Oh, I'm already thinking about barking up the wrong tree last week. I asked my dog to fetch my socks. Spoiler alert, he did not.
Ha ha ha! See? Everyday moments like that are perfect. Start small. Use 1 or 2 idioms in a story when you're chatting with friends, or even just practicing by yourself. The more you do it, the more natural it feels.
And I think the best part is how it builds confidence. You start sneaking idioms into conversations, and suddenly, bam, you're sounding like a natural. It's honestly such a game changer for fluency.
It really is. And listeners, don't be afraid to experiment. Make mistakes, play around with idioms. They're meant to add flair and fun to your language. The key is consistent practice.
Yep, and we're here cheering you on every step of the way. So go ahead, turn your stories into colorful canvases full of idioms. And remember, no paint by numbers here.
Well said, John. And with that, we're wrapping up today's episode. It's been a blast talking about idioms with you all.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, have fun with it, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button and share your favorite idioms in the comments. We'd love to hear them.
Thanks for joining us on Neuro English Now. Until next time, keep learning and hit the nail on the head with your English practice.
See you next time, and remember, it's never too late to learn something new.